Japanese walking has been all the craze for the last several months. Winter's coming, and I just have a hunch that maybe you need something new to do for cardio, or maybe you've just gotten really bored with Japanese walking because the intervals they've gotten boring. I've got 3 ways that you can spice up your Japanese walking schedule if you have gotten bored with it, but you really like the results, but you've gotten bored with it. So my first tip of advice for you is try doing an incline instead of speed. So if you're on the treadmill, you could go from 1% incline during the recovery phase, and then you could go up to 6%, 10% for those 3 minutes that are supposed to be really intense. So that's a way that you can get your heart rate up really efficiently, but you're not just walking quickly, you're adding incline, which is so good for your legs. I actually can get my heart rate up to a running heart rate if I am using my incline, which is amazing. So that's my first tip. Play around with the incline. Shoot your incline up and see how that feels. It totally changes the experience. It'll spice it up a little bit. My name is June Melia, and I've been a personal trainer for 25 years, and I love coming up with unique ways to add a little interest into my clients' workout. I work primarily with women who are 45 plus, who just maybe have neglected their health a little bit, and they are looking for something to get them back on track again. My second tip for you, if you are a little bit bored with your Japanese walking, is to add weight. You can add weight a couple different ways. You could add a walking vest, that works. So maybe you've seen them around. You add maybe 5 to 10% of your body weight in a vest form, and it just adds load. And so that also is going to make your walk a little bit more difficult. I also recommend using hand weights, which is a little goofy, but I actually love using hand weights if I'm on the treadmill, because I avoid loading my torso specifically because I've actually had to rehab a prolapse. So I avoid the walking vests, but having weight actually really makes me feel like I'm walking a little bit harder. So using hand weights or using a weighted vest is another great tool that you can use if you need something a little bit new during your Japanese walking. So my third creative idea for you is to do something I call 1, 2, 3, which is perfect because in Japanese walking, as you probably know, if you've done Japanese walking before, is you're doing 3 minutes of intense work and then 3 minutes of less intense work. So it's 3-minute intervals over the cycle of 5 times, so that equals a 30-minute workout. So once you know you're supposed to be starting your 3-minute, the first minute would be a little bit faster, the next minute would be a lot faster, and then the third minute would be all out. So you would be progressing in speed, and then you get to recover and walk slow for 3 minutes, just as you would if you were doing it regular. So it's a little bit more there's a building there. 1 minute a little faster, a little bit more faster, and then the fastest, and then you get to recover. And it just adds a little bit of variety in, because I feel like, especially I live in New England, winter's coming, and that means my workouts are more times than not inside. And this adds just a little more interest into Japanese walking, which if you have been enjoying and reaping the benefits of your Japanese walking, this is just another way to add another element to that. And you have 3 new ways now that you can spice up your Japanese walking to reap the benefits, but not reap the boredom, which often comes from too much of the same thing. All right, that's it. My name is June Melia. I hope you found that really useful and helpful, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Please subscribe, and if you have a question, post it below. See you in the next video. Bye.